Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do another 12 by 12 project, and this is something that I saw on Cathy's garden, and she called it a one-sheet wonder, and she made a 3-piece journal set. So we're going to give that a whirl today and see how it turns out. I think it'll be cute. So if you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So she started out with the 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And for her first cut, now I already have these cut. So for her first cut, she cut a piece that was 6.5 inches wide by 12 inches long. Then we had the other half of the piece, and she cut, and this is for our envelope. This one is for our envelope. Then for our little journal cover, she cut a piece that was 6.5 inches long by 5.5 inches wide. So there's that one. Then out of the piece that was left, she cut a piece that was 5.5 inches wide by 2.5 inches long, and that's going to be our tag. And then this piece that was left, she cut pretty much in half. So you get 2 pieces that's 5.5 inches wide by 1.5 inches long each piece, and them are going to be our pockets. And off of one of our pockets is going to be a piece for our closure. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And other than the decorations and the paper for our little journal, I think she used music paper. I just have book page. And in our envelope, she cut a couple pieces for gussets. Okay, so now on the underside of my paper, because this was only a single-sided paper, I just used this stamp, and I used blue and green, and I just did swirls on it, and I was trying to make it look a little grungy. Didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to, because I was having trouble with my brown ink. So I have some parts that's really dark, some parts that has my fingerprints in it, and the other parts was light. But I guess it'll be all right. So we're going to move these aside, and we'll start with our envelope. So now on the envelope, she folded the bottom up 4.5 inches and creased it. Pretty sure I did mine the same. Yeah, 4.5 inches. And that leaves you a space in here for getting stuff in and out of your pockets. Then at the top, we only folded this 2 inches down, so that gives us our cover. So like I say, that gives you room at the top. Don't think I folded that very straight. Okay, so now before I do anything else, I want to round these corners, and I hope I don't go off camera because I have a new table. And the thing that I have my phone hanging on is not really reaching as far as I want it to, but for right now it'll be okay. And I just have to watch that my phone doesn't tip. Okay, so now we have the corners rounded on this. So inside here, and let me see what I made these. She didn't exactly say how wide these were, but I cut mine at 1.5 inches long, and it was just the length of the paper or the page. So we just have to measure in here. She started at the bottom and come up almost to the top. So she left it down just a little bit. So I'll just fold these down and I'll make them the same size. So let's see. So for your gusset, you can use anything that you want. There just wasn't enough paper left out of the 12 by 12. So unless you have matching pieces to it, you can just use whatever you want for your gussets. And then she just folded them in half. So now I hope I don't go off of the camera down here, because I have to just come up here just a little bit farther. Okay. Yeah, so that keeps it down a little bit from the top. And we're just going to go ahead and cut a little angle, and it just keeps it down more from the top. And we're going to want this part, the mountainside, to the outside. Okay? And we're going to make sure we don't go over our crease mark. Let me grab my wastebasket. And I'll just ink this a little bit so we can see where the fold is, so I don't go over it. Okay, so we can see that good. So I want this one on this side. Let me recrease that. So how has everyone been doing? Did everyone have a nice weekend? I've been rearranging my craft room, moving stuff around, sorting stuff out. Still have a long ways to go, so we'll just stay on this side of that crease, that fold line, but we'll go out to the edge with our gusset. Hopefully it's not going over the side. Nope, so that looks good. And then we'll glue this side. I'm going to tackle my craft room for quite a while now, and just couldn't ever find the right time to get started on it, so this week was a better time than any. Okay, so we're going to stay just above that fold line, come right out to the edge. And hopefully I'm up where I belong. It's going to take me some getting used to this. I would go off of the camera view before, but now I might really do it. Okay. So we don't need to leave these this high. So let me cut these. Let me loosen it up actually. I should have measured it with my pocket. Okay, so we'll take a step back. Let me see what that looks like. Oh, I still have to cut it a little shorter. Guess that's a good thing my glue didn't stick really good. Let's see what that looks like. That's better. Okay, so I guess I won't worry about cutting them at an angle. We'll just leave it like that. So we'll go ahead and glue these down. Just put some glue on here. And put some glue on here. I was going to do this the other day in a video, but kind of got lost in moving stuff out of my craft room. My granddaughter was here, so she helped me, and that was a good thing. Alright, so that opens like that, but I think I want to put just a little bit more glue right on them, right on the tip of that. Anyways, my granddaughter was here, so she helped me, and we got a lot done. Now I'm going to let that dry before I try to open it. We know there's a pocket there, and that showed just a little bit where the glue was, but it's not going to hurt a thing. So, for my decorations, I have this lace that I want to put across the top. And then I have this this little sticker. It's on a foamy dot for there. And I folded 2 bows. Now, Cathy showed how to do it on hers. She was just folding loops over and folding loops over, and, well, I stapled mine to hold them together. But I guess if you practice, you know, it would be okay. And these staples are going to be hidden by this. So this is what it's going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and glue my lace down. And the lace is kind of an off-white, so I think it goes good with the envelope. I have to make sure I put the right side up. And then I'll trim my sides off. Let me see, I want to pull it this way just a little bit more, because I like to try to make them a little even. So I think that's pretty. Okay, now I'm going to glue my ribbon down, or my bow. And I'll glue it like right about in the center. Now when Cathy did hers, she did a lot more decorating on here, but I think this will look nice too. I can't really remember when her video was, but if you'd like to see what she did, you'll just have to kind of look for it. I don't know if it was it could have been a recent one, I'm really not sure. So I'm just going to take this off of my pop dot, and then I'm going to put some glue on also, because I've had these for a little while, and these just come from the Dollar Tree. They have a lot of pretty stickers. Make sure I get my 12 up there where it belongs. And we're just going to set that right in the center, and I'll just hold it for a second. And then because I have a gold gem in the center of my clock, I'm going to put a gold gem on each side. Just let that sit a second. Let me take these off, and then I can see where I want them to sit. Well, it's going to stick to me. I don't like the glue that's on the back of these because I don't think it sticks to the paper very good, but it sticks to my fingers good. So I like to take the glue off of the back of them and just put my own glue on. Okay, so let me see, and I hope I have that in the center, and it's not. It's off to the side a little bit. Let's move it over. At least with my Fabri-Tac, it doesn't set up as fast. That's better. That's more in the center now. All right, so I just thought I would add a little gem on each side, just to tie them in together. Make sure I have that in the center though. I think so. Okay. Put a little glue there. And I'll put a little glue there. I like using Fabri-Tac. It's a pretty stinky glue, but when I first started doing this, this is the only glue that I really used. So I think it's still not completely centered. Okay, so now on the bottom, I'm going to put some lace. She decorated the bottom of hers with lace. Makes it look fancy. And if you have a lot of 12 by 12 sheets, you could, you know, it doesn't take long really to make these sets. You can use them as gift sets. Send them to a friend. Could use them as Christmas or birthday gift sets. Hopefully that sticks pretty soon. Okay, so that's our envelope. See if that held. Yes, that held now. So there's our pocket. So you got quite a bit of room in that pocket. You'll be able to put a lot of stuff in there. Then on here, for my closure, I want to put some Velcro. So let me just grab that real quick. Okay. So I just stuck my Velcro dots together. And I don't really know if anybody has a preference of the way they put theirs on. I don't really think I ever thought a whole lot about it. And these are very, very sticky. So you definitely don't have to put glue on. And I actually one time tried to put glue on it, and my Velcro dot wouldn't stick. So I'll just peel this off now. Sure, I will. There we go. And I'll just fold it over. Okay. And then we have our closure. I like these Velcro dots, and I'm pretty sure I got these off of Amazon. I might have got them off of Temu. Oh, I think I got them off of Temu. Okay, so that's our envelope. So we're going to set that aside. We'll start on our little journal. Now let's see. Now in her journal, she put seven sheets of, seven sheets of paper, 7 pieces to match your journal. So these I cut at 6 1/8 by 5 1/8, and a couple of them are just a little tiny bit bigger, but it doesn't matter. And I thought, I put a coffee dyed paper in. I thought I would just make it kind of colorful, make the different papers, graph paper for doodling. I put some yellow in. I was wishing that I had a color like this, but I didn't. So we got yellow, and we got green, and this white paper has little sparkly things through it. I don't really know where I ever got this paper from, but this is pretty cool. I found that in my my rearranging. And we have blue. Maybe I already said blue. I don't know. Blue and a brighter yellow. So them are our sheets. And I'm just going to do the pamphlet stitch, the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Let me put my pin in my glue so it doesn't dry out. So I'll grab my needle. I was going to have this all ready and I forgot to. So I'm just going to use this needle to poke my holes also, because it's a pretty sharp needle. And I just kind of left a border. I left a good sized border around. And because these are a little uneven on the edges, it doesn't show when the little journal is closed. So I didn't trim them because I don't mind them being uneven. So I'm just going to poke my holes, and if I can't poke them with this, then I'll get my awl, my little poker jobby. So there's the center one. And it might not be completely in the center, but that's okay. If you really want it to be precise, then you have to measure it. Okay, so there's our 3 holes. So we're just, and I have this still hooked to my spool so I don't waste so much. And I know I'm going off camera. I think it was Natasha at Treasure Books said that when she does hers, she doesn't cut it because she found that she wasted a lot of thread or whatever she used. And I kind of did that too. I would cut really long pieces because everybody said to measure like 2.5 or 3 times. And you really don't always need that much. So I kind of used her idea. You just have to make sure that you don't lose your end. And then I'm going to go back in the center. And let me see how much I have left in my needle. Yeah. That's plenty because I'm only going to tie a knot. Leave just a little tiny bit in my needle. Okay, and then I'll cut this off. And then you just want to make sure that one thread is on one side and one thread is on the other. And make sure your thread is not super tight to tear your paper, but make sure it's tight enough so it's not real loose and sloppy. And I just tied a knot and I'll cut it. So now it's sewed together. Let me put my needle away so it doesn't fall on the floor. Okay. All right. So there is our little journal. So for them 7 pages that you put in, you actually have 28 pages that you can journal on. I just want to crease it down a little bit more. Okay. Now we'll decorate the front of it and put a little paper clip on there to hold it. Well, let's see. So I'm going to have a little piece of lace at the bottom. I'm going to have a piece of wider lace through the center. Can't forget to do my pockets. Maybe I should do my pockets before I decorate the outside. So all you have to do is measure your pocket. I should have done that, I guess, before I did my signature, but that's okay. We don't mind. So let's see. I don't even have my trimmer in here. So I'll just find a little line with my scoreboard. And I'll just cut it that way. And then I want to round the tops of my pockets. And then I want to ink around them just a little tiny bit. I'm just going to use the blue. You know what? I want to round the corners of my my cover too. I almost forgot. I've been off a couple of days. I can't remember what I'm doing. Okay, I don't think that one rounded all the way. There we go. And then I think I'll just ink around the outside a little tiny bit. Well, we'll just ink up our thread too. I should ink around the edge of my my envelope too. We'll see. We'll see if I remember. So seeing as how I rounded the corners here, I'm just going to go ahead and round all three of them. We'll just do that. And then let me cut this one to fit. And I can just cut that off. And that'll work good. Let me do my corners together because they'll cut better. I'll just kind of fold them over. And they work better that way. Okay. Now I'm just going to glue the three sides, and they're small, so I'm not going to put a thumb notch in. You can if you want, but I'm going to put lace across the top of them. So I just put it out to the edge and down to the bottom just to keep it away from my my spine. And this paper was forgiving because the flowers were going in all different directions. So if you have a directional paper, you're going to want to watch how you're cutting your stuff. And it would probably be better, I guess, if you did a double-sided. You wouldn't have to do all of this, but sometimes it's fun to stamp. Now I don't want to lose this. Okay. And then in a minute, I'm going to grab some paper just to sit in them little pockets. Maybe I should do it now because I'll forget. Okay, so these are some scraps that I had. And they're different sizes, and I don't really think it matters. I don't think that some are taller and some are shorter. Let me just round the edges. Sometimes I like to try to make them about the same size, but sometimes it's nice to have different lengths or different widths. I probably should have rounded these before I come back on camera. I'm just doing it off to the side because I'm just sitting here making my own little mess. Shooting little paper corners all over the table on the floor. then I think I want to just ink around them a little bit. I only have to do one side right now. You can do both sides, and then when you're writing on the back, you see the color also. But for right now, this will do. Since we didn't have tags to put in the little pockets, I didn't want to leave them empty, so I wanted to put paper in them. So I'm gonna do a shorter one and a wider one, and then we'll just sit in there nice. And then we'll do a skinnier one and a shorter one. And then we'll sit in there nice. So that'll work, huh? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this across here. And then the little sticker that I put on here is going to help with our closure. Come on, glue. I'll just go ahead and put that there so I don't have to cut it. Well, I might barely have to trim it. It's a little raggy right there. So let's see. Yeah, just kind of little fibers. There. Now we'll just trim this off, and I'll try not to cut my spine. And then at the bottom, oh, I have to put my lace on my pockets. At the bottom, I'm going to have this ribbon, and I'm going to leave it hang down just like I did on the pocket, because it's going into a pocket big enough that it shouldn't bother it. So we'll just trim this off. And let me open this back up and put my lace on. I don't want my video to run too long, and it's starting to get lengthy. So that's cute. I don't think this is wide enough. Is this wide enough? Just not. This is the right side. Now you could also, when you're making these, if you wanted to do them as a mass make, you can make these up and not decorate them. You could just put your pockets in this, put your paper in, and you know, you don't have to add any lace, anything on the front. This is what I'm going to use on here. It says hello, and it has Pop Dot on it, so I'm going to peel that off and put some glue on there. So you wouldn't have to put anything for your closure until you was ready, because you can do your closures numerous ways. You wouldn't have to decorate your pocket, your envelope. So I'm going to set this on here, and we'll let that dry. And then on the top, I just tied a little bow out of the same kind of ribbon. I'm going to glue that on, set that up here. And then I think in the center of this, I'm just going to put a little gem, because the little star is like a gold gem. So I'll just go ahead and put my glue on there, peel my gem off. That'll give my house a second to set there. So see, that looks cute with the gem on it. And I left this stick up just a little tiny bit because I like it that way. All right, now with this piece here, I'm going to glue it to the back, and this is going to fold up under here. It's going to go up under the house. So I'm going to actually round these corners. I'm going to set it up under the house, and then I'll turn it over and see where I need to glue it down on the back. And then that'll help to hold the journal closed. So I'm going to slide this under here until it touches the little pop dot. I think I'm going to turn it this way. Let me ink. That didn't actually cut all the way. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to slide that under there till it hits my pop dot, and it's going to be like right in the center of the ribbon or the lace. And I'm going to fold this over, and that's where I'm going to glue it. So I creased it so I knew where to put it. And turn it back over and make sure it's in the center of my lace. So we'll let that sit for just a second. Then we should be able to pull this out, and then you can open your journal. I think that looks straighter. And then when you bring it around, you just fold it back under there. I creased it right there, and you can see that. So that's how we're going to hold it shut. So that's cute, I think. All right, now our last one is our tag. And on the back of the tag, I also have this. So I'm just going to put this on it. It's just a sticker. It's just a white sticker. So I'm just going to set it on here. Hopefully I get it about even. And it's not about even, but that's okay. Wonder if I can peel it off. Now I'm going to leave it like that. I have to erase my little pencil marks. So now on this, I want to see, which way do I want it. I want to cut my angles, and I also found my little my little pattern for my tags. And then I want to round my bottom corners. Okay, so now on the top, I'm not going to put a tag topper. I'm just going to put another bow. I'm going to put this on. Slide it down here where I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to leave that stick up. In just a second, I'll trim these. I want to put a little gem on there. So we'll go ahead and put a little glue on it. Okay, now in the center, because it is just a regular tag, I don't really want to put anything down here on the bottom. So I'm going to put my let me see if one of these fit better. Yeah, they're about the same. I'm going to put my lace across the center and just put this on it, and it says "Dreams Soar on the Wings of Imagination." So then I'll still have my lace on there. And it'll still look fancy. Now I should have went around there and inked. There, that worked. And then I'll trim these. Just let them go right down to the side and over to the side, however it wants to hang. Now I think I want this one a little shorter. So we'll just do that. Okay. Now we'll glue this on here. And I just inked around this in a little bit of brown. Okay, so there is our tag. And then on the back, that's really bad. Well, that's really bad. Maybe I can fix it, we'll see. So let's put our stuff in our envelope. Put these in my glue. Clear this stuff all off. All right, now these are supposed to fit in here, so we hope so. So we'll open our envelope. Well, it fits. Nope. Well, you know what? Mine doesn't fit. Well, maybe it does. Maybe I just have too much lace and stuff on it. Let me see. That's what I get for not making one in advance, I guess. Oh. I did mine the same dimensions that she gave. Well, that kind of glued itself shut. Oh, I see what I did. And I glued them corners down. Okay, now let's try. Let's try again. Throw my lace down in there. So I think my lace on the bottom I shouldn't have had down so far. And that goes in there. And that is our journal set. So let me know down in the comments what you think. If you make one, you just might want to have your lace up a little bit higher. But all in all, in the end, it did go in there. So that is my video for today. Let me know what you think, and I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone, have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye for now.